Power doesn't come from speaking louder. It comes from speaking less and meaning every word. A man who understands this doesn't need approval, validation, or noise. His silence itself becomes communication. Because when you master your inner state, when you stop reacting, you begin to control the world around you. The modern man chases too much: attention, affection, understanding. But the wise man, the Machiavellian man, moves differently. He studies emotion like strategy. He listens to silence as carefully as words. He knows that control is never in how much you express, but in how little you reveal. A woman doesn't fall for how much you talk. She falls for how much she feels when she's around you. And those feelings are not triggered by charm. They're built by mystery, composure, and timing. You can be imperfect. You can even make mistakes. But if you create a unique emotional atmosphere, one she cannot replicate with anyone else, you've already won. That uniqueness doesn't come from fancy words. It's built through contrast, emotional paradoxes that keep her attention alive. Be firm but kind, mysterious yet approachable, calm yet powerful. That tension is what leaves a mark. Machiavelli understood this long before psychology gave it a name. A great leader, like a great lover, is never predictable. He is reliable in essence, but unpredictable in expression. Because deep inside, the female mind craves stability under pressure. That ancient instinct that equates composure with protection, reliability with strength, and unpredictability with desire. The first weapon: emotional contrast. Speak with calmness, but deliver sharp truths. Be gentle in small gestures, yet unshakable in your posture. This emotional rhythm, warmth followed by firmness, makes you unforgettable. For example, if she says she likes predictable pop music, you look at her and reply, "Interesting. Didn't take you for someone who enjoys predictable things." Then smile and move on. That is not arrogance. That's controlled disruption. You've created a small psychological crack in her self-image, and through that crack, curiosity enters. Machiavelli did this to nobles, giving them compliments wrapped in challenge. They thought about him for days. You will do the same, not in politics, but in the emotional arena, with a woman whose mind seeks what logic cannot name. The second weapon: selective attention. Total validation is boring. Total indifference is repelling. The sweet spot lies between both. A wise man validates only what he truly respects and ignores what is designed to trap his attention. If she says something impressive, you simply look at her and say, not bad. Then stay silent. No overreaction, no excitement. You're signaling that your attention cannot be purchased through performance. It must be earned through authenticity. The third weapon: elegant diversion. When she asks questions meant to define or control you, don't give her direct answers. Give her stories, direction, or paradox. She asks, "What do you do exactly?" You reply, "Depends on the day. Sometimes I conquer empires. Other times I just eat breakfast too late." Then shift the subject. That's not evasion, it's evocation. You're turning logic into mystery. And mystery, brother, is the most fertile ground for desire. The fourth weapon: the strategic gaze. Do not stare like a hunter, nor glance like a child. Look at her like a man who already knows what he's about to discover. Hold your gaze one heartbeat longer than comfort allows. Pause subtly after emotional moments. That silence tells her more than any word could. I see more than you're saying. This kind of attention imprints itself in her nervous system. Every conversation has a tension point. The moment she throws a subtle test, a tease, a challenge, a disguised question meant to measure your frame. Most men fail here. They react, defend, justify. They fall into her rhythm. But the Stoic strategist does not. He redirects the energy without losing his center. He practices what Machiavelli called verbal alchemy, transforming tension into connection. She asks, "Do you always talk this confidently?" The average man apologizes or explains. "You?" You smile and say, "No, sometimes I'm even worse." That's the invisible counterattack. Playful, disarming, effortless. No defense, no resistance, just control. She says, "Do you think all women are the same?" The weak man replies, "No, I respect all women." The strategist says, "No, but some are so synchronized it feels like a union." You didn't fight her. You redirected her. You inverted the tension and maintained your frame. Because real masculinity isn't about dominating others. It's about being impossible to destabilize. She doesn't want a man who attacks every challenge. She wants a man who never drops his sword, even in peace. Then comes the tactic of calculated silence. Not every comment deserves your response. Sometimes the most powerful reply is a pause, a subtle smile, and a shift of subject. That silence whispers, "I could respond, but I won't." Machiavelli used this to leave ambassadors uncertain whether they'd won or lost. And uncertainty, brother, is the most addictive state of all. Next, the mirror question. She says, "You say this to all women, don't you?" You calmly reply, "Why does it matter?" Now she's explaining herself. You've redirected the spotlight, inverted the control. That's how you disarm elegantly, without ever confronting. But to master these subtle moves, you must train your emotional neutrality. Because women don't test to destroy you. They test to see if you're real. Machiavelli said the prince must be like the fox, observant, patient, silent. He doesn't roar, he calculates. By the time he acts, he's already won. That's your frame. Calm, unreadable, decisive. Another technique, role inversion. She says, "Prove you're not like the rest." You reply, "And have you proven you're worth the risk?" Frame flipped. Now she's in your world, playing by your rules. Then comes playful reframing. She accuses, "You're always this arrogant." You say, "Only around women who can handle it." Confidence with humor, that's irresistible. And when nothing else works, detachment is your final weapon. When the energy dies, or she plays games, you don't argue. You simply say, "I think we're not aligned today." Then walk away. That quiet withdrawal is power, because a man who can leave owns the room. This is the Machiavellian essence: to win without fighting, to lead without imposing, to disarm without confrontation. But we now reach the highest form of influence, obsession. And obsession isn't born from beauty. It's born from mystery, from what the mind can't fully grasp. Machiavelli understood that humans desire not what they have, but what they almost have, what remains unresolved. A woman doesn't obsess over what she understands. She obsesses over what she can't decode. That's your final art, becoming an unfinished story. How? First, the emotional cliffhanger. Tell a story that hooks her emotion, but stop before it ends. I once made a decision that almost cost me everything, but that's another story. Then fall silent. The brain hates loose ends. You've just planted one. Second, internal contrast. Be gentle, then stern. Be funny, then serious. Be light, then deep. Keep her mind guessing, her emotions engaged. She can't categorize you, and what can't be categorized can't be forgotten. Third, emotional scarcity. You're not always available. You reveal yourself in fragments. You are the book she cannot finish in one night. Pause mid-conversation. Change the subject just when she feels secure. Obsession is born from imbalance, and you control it through rhythm. Fourth, emotional investment. Let her share, let her open up, let her invest. Because the mind protects what it builds, and once she begins building the image of you, she won't easily let it go. Finally, detachment from being understood. Weak men over-explain. They crave being seen. But the powerful man doesn't need to be understood. He prefers to be imagined. Because what's imagined sinks deeper than what's explained. When you embody all this, you stop being a man she met. You become a narrative running in her mind. You are not a memory. You are an echo that refuses to fade. And that, brother, is real power. Not that she thinks of you when you are there, but that she cannot stop thinking of you when you're gone. If you've made it here, you're not like most. You've studied not just attraction, but mastery. You've learned the weapons: silence, redirection, emotional contrast, detachment, and control. You've understood Machiavelli's invisible code, translated into the battlefield of modern relationships. But remember, knowledge without action is decay. Many men listen, feel powerful, and forget. They return to reacting, explaining, begging. Don't be one of them. You are here to become the kind of man whose presence changes the atmosphere. This isn't manipulation. It's leadership. Quiet, grounded, authentic. Power that doesn't shout. Power that doesn't seek approval. Power that simply is. Machiavelli once said, "He who masters his passions rules others without lifting a finger." Now you hold that power, not through charm or games, but through presence, through stillness, through the ability to lead emotion without losing yourself in it. Conversations are not about words. They're about energy, perception, and control. The question is not what you'll say next, but what you'll choose not to say. Because silence, when wielded with purpose, becomes the loudest form of dominance.